There's a place He comes to me. Though I'm blind, He helps me see. Though I see dimly in this place, one day I'll see Him face to face.
This is Kurt Kaikkonen, pastor of Calvary Chapel, Waterford, at your neighborhood church. Today on Face to Face, we'll be in the book of Genesis. So grab your Bibles and let's get started. If you want to hear this complete message in its entirety, go to yourneighborhoodchurch.com, where you can download Your Neighborhood Church app at the App Store. But right now, he's excited because Dad's going to give him the blessing anyways, because Dad likes him better. And he's thinking, ha, 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 Jacob, now who is the heel catcher? But Isaac, he could bless Esau all day long, and it wouldn't mean a thing, because Isaac, he has no right to pass down God's blessings. Only God does. So Rebekah, she conspires the betrayal, and it's good. And in this plan, she's left nothing to chance. And she thinks, my husband's blind. I only have to get past only 4 of his senses. And now it's like mission impossible. Bum, 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 bum. Nothing will be as it seems. And it will work. Because you don't mess with Laban's sister, and you don't mess with my favorite son. Well, we will first have to get past Isaac's sense of taste. But I know how Esau makes his meat. I know the spices. I know the textures. I can make goat taste like venison because Rebekah, she's an excellent cook. And anyways, he's so old, he probably can't taste the difference. So the first hurdle is solved. Check. All right. The second hurdle, the sense of smell. Oh, yes, I have Esau's dirty clothes. And I have no idea why this mom would have Esau's dirty clothes, because is she really doing his laundry? Like he's way over 40 years old and he has his own 2 wives, but she has them and she's going to make use of them. And I know that Isaac, when he smells them, he's going to say how good they smell, like a field blessed by the Lord. But I can't imagine those clothes smelling good in any way. A stinky grown man tromping around the woods, hunting all day. It sounds like they would smell a little bit organic to me. But anyways, Jacob, he will smell like Esau. So the second hurdle is solved. Check. And now there's the sense of touch. Well, the only places that will be exposed will be his hands and his neck. And the clothes will cover everything else because they both have hair and they both have beards. And Isaac won't be able to see the color of Esau's bright red hair. So Rebekah figures she can use those goat skins from the goats she's making the fake venison from, because she's so resourceful. She's kind of like a Martha Stewart. And this kind of makes you think, what did Esau look like? Was he like some kind of Sasquatch or like some Neanderthal caveman with hair all over his body? But that's what girls liked back then. And so Rebekah, she overcomes that third hurdle, the sense of touch. Check. And now this fourth hurdle, well, this is the toughest hurdle. And it's the sense of hearing. Because with Isaac's blindness, his sense of hearing, it may be heightened. And even though they're twins, they sound nothing alike. But if Jacob, if he can do his best, and he doesn't say too much, and we can give Isaac some wine with that meal. So if we can subdue his senses, we may have a chance. And we just might pass it off. So that fourth sense of hearing, check. So now Rebekah, she finds Jacob and she tells him what she heard. And then she tells him what she's thinking. And she says, but we're going to have to be quick because Esau is hunting now. And Jacob, he knows this is wrong and that he should have no part of it. But he's not concerned with being wrong. He's only concerned about getting caught. And he wants that birthright because he bought it. And he wants that blessing because that's part of it. But he doesn't want to be cursed, not by his dad or not by God. Because Jacob, he has a heart for God, even though he's kind of a deceptive kind of guy. And the only part of Jacob's concern about his mother's plan is that hairy part. And his mom explains to him how they'll get around it. But to get him to seal the deal, to get Jacob's commitment to this deception, Rebekah says, let the curse be on me. And wow. And that did it. That's all it took. That's all he needed to hear. He needed the assurance that there would be no price for him to pay. But Jacob, he did pay a price, and so did Rebekah. And with Rebekah, although it doesn't say here that she was cursed, the price she paid was that she would never see her favorite son ever again. Because of this deception, Jacob, he'll be gone for over 20 years, living in the fear of his brother Esau. And all this trickery and all this deceit, it really never had to happen. Because Isaac's blessing of his soul meant nothing without God's stamp of approval. Jacob was to be the heir. And God, he's sovereign, and he said it, and that's the way it was going to be. And God needed no one's help in accomplishing his will. This only shows you how fallen this chosen family was. It shows how corrupt each of them are in their choices. But all these choices that all of them made, they were all made out of their own free will. And God, he was in none of this. So mom, she dresses up Jacob and she makes sure everything is placed right. Clothes were probably too big, so she tucked him in and took him in. And anybody looking on, they would think Jacob looked like an idiot because he has all these goat skins tied to his hands and tied to his head. And then they probably rehearsed how Esau would talk to his father so that he would make no mistakes in his vocabulary, that he would only use the words that Esau would use. And she probably warned him not to say too many words. So now Jacob, he walks in with his fake bowl of game and his skin of wine. And Jacob calls out and he says, "My father." And Isaac, he's not sure. He can't see him. So he says, "Who are you, my son?" And Jacob, he tells his first lie. "I'm Esau, your firstborn. I've just done what you told me." And then Jacob's second lie. "Please sit, eat of my game that your soul may bless me." But it wasn't game. It was goat. And Jacob, he knew all the right words to say because his mother heard the conversation between them from her eavesdropping. So Isaac, he really had no reason to doubt that this was Esau because all of this was done in secret. Nobody else in the family knew what he was planning on doing, only Esau. But Isaac, he knew something wasn't right. This was too quick. So Isaac asked him, "How did you find it so quickly?" And then Jacob's third lie. And in this lie, he lies about God. He says, "Your God brought it to me." And Isaac, he knows something's not right, but he doesn't have any spiritual discernment in this matter. He has no spiritual senses, so he can only rely on his physical senses. So Isaac says, "Come here, let me feel you. I'm not really sure you're Esau." And then he's thinking, well, maybe something's wrong with my ears.
Because you don't sound like Esau, you sound like Jacob, but you have those hairy hands. So Isaac blessed him. And he asked him again, because surely Jacob wouldn't lie to him twice. Are you really my son Esau? Then Jacob lied the fourth time, and he says, I am. And so Isaac, he eats his game. And for a dying man, he has a great appetite because he eats it all. And then Isaac says, come near now and kiss me, my son. And now Jacob, he betrays his father with a kiss. This was not a kiss of love. This was the kiss of betrayal. And this reminds us of Jesus when he was betrayed by one of the people he loved, and he was betrayed with a kiss. And for a son to do this to a father is inexcusable. And it's not just because Isaac's old and he's an invalid and he's blind, but it's because Isaac is his father. This is deep betrayal. And then Isaac smelled the clothes and he blessed him. And Isaac blesses him with the dew of heaven and the fatness of the earth, with well-watered land and prosperity, and then with the material blessings, with grain and plenty of food and wine. And wine always represents joy. And then he makes him the ruler over peoples, and not only the foreigners, but rulers over his own brothers. And he only had one brother, and that was Esau. And Isaac tells him, cursed be everyone who curses you, and blessed be those who bless you. And that was a blessing that was given to Abraham's descendants. And that blessing, well, that still remains today, and it's still with the people of Israel. And just like that Mission Impossible movie, as soon as the imposter walks out, the real Esau walks in. And Esau, he says almost the exact same words. The only word he didn't say was please. And again, with Isaac being blind, he says, who are you? And Esau tells him, it's me, your firstborn. And then Isaac trembles because Isaac knows he's been undone. And not so much by Jacob. He knows that he's been undone and he's been caught by God and that he's been overruled. And he asks, well, where's the one who hunted game and came and brought it to me, and I ate all of it before you came? And he knows it was Jacob. And Isaac said, I ate all of it, and he will be blessed. Because even in this deception, God allowed Isaac to bless Jacob, and the blessing was real. And it's not because Isaac said it, and it's not because Jacob deserved it. It's because God ordained it in God's own sovereignty, in spite of the deception of Jacob and despite of the rebellion of Isaac. And Isaac knew that that blessing that he spoke had God's stamp of approval on it, and Isaac couldn't take it back. No one could take it back. And then this big burly man starts crying like a big baby. It says Esau cried bitterly, but he's not crying in repentance because he's not sorry for anything.
You've been listening to Face to Face. Face to Face on this radio station has been provided by Your Neighborhood Church. If you want to help support Face to Face and put this program on other stations just like yours, you can contact us at yourneighborhoodchurch.com or write Your Neighborhood Church, P.O. Box 500, Romeo, Michigan 48065.
There's a place he comes to me. Though I'm blind, he helps me see. Though I see dimly in this place, one day I'll see him face to face.
Tune in again tomorrow at this same time as we continue to go through the Bible.